Nicaragua, Spring Break 2012. We will be based in Granada, an hour by bus from Managua. Academy students will be engaged in service every day. One service site is Casa Jalteva. Inside Casa Jalteva, Academy students will work alongside folks like Juan Carlos and Andres. They will engage in morning group discussions in one of the classrooms, and they'll help serve a simple breakfast to the children, as well as doing activities with the children and tutoring them. From Casa Jalteva, students will travel usually on foot or on bicycle along the cobblestones and the sidewalks through the city of Granada. Sometimes we'll take shortcuts down dirt lanes and on to our second service destination, Hogar de Niñas, Madre Albertina. This is a residential home for 23 girls aged 4 through 17 years. Here you see classrooms that the children use when they're not at school. The home is run by nuns and depends on the charity of the community and the Catholic Church. This is the center psychologist working with the young girls, asking them how they feel in this home. These are the girls who have school in the afternoons, so they're in their home during the mornings. Here they're listening to one of the nuns as she asks them how all the other girls make them feel, and she writes their answers down. Each girl takes her turn, and here we see one of the youngest little girls, poised to answer the question. Academy students will work here daily, helping the young girls with their chores and homework. All 23 girls sleep in this one room. They wake up at 5 a.m., shower, have breakfast, and some go off to school, while others help sweep the floors. Academy students may help in the landscaping of the inner courtyard, or they may help prepare stews to cook on this outside wood fire. They may help the girls as they wash their clothes and linens every day by hand, or they may help prepare the daily meals. They may do such simple things as help rinse the rice. And then here is the dining room. The next service destination is not far from Hogar de Niñas. It's a short bike ride away to arrive at Escuela Padre Misieri. This is a school of 345 students, pre-kindergarten age to 14 years. There are 2 sessions or turnos at the school, one from morning 7 a.m. to noon and the other in the afternoon 12:30 to 5. Academy students will help in the classrooms. Perhaps one student will be placed in each different classroom and just sit with the students and help them in whatever activity they're doing at the time. This is a school of very modest resources. You can see this when you look at the library, which consists of one room and just a few bookcases. As the school day ends, children leave with their bicycles, and the other turno will begin soon. Here, students get a little ice before leaving. Academy students will then venture away from the school back down to the city of Granada, where they'll be staying with their homestays. Students will have lunch, they will have breakfast, lunch, and dinner with their homestays. It's a total language and cultural immersion every day. Students will also enjoy the natural beauty of this region. Here they will visit Las Isletas. These are a group of 365 little islands, which were formed 200,000 years ago when Mombacho volcano erupted. Students will take a boat tour by one of the locals, and they'll see the many different faces of these islands, not least of all the island of monkeys. This is a ferry that may take Academy students to visit Ometepe, a larger island. While at Las Isletas, students will possibly stop at one of the islands for a bite to eat. There they will sample a platter of local food. And then off and back to the mainland, a 10-minute drive back to the center of Granada. On a different day, Academy students will visit Mombacho Volcano and Nature Reserve. An incredible rainforest leads up to the volcano crater. At the top you get a view of Lake Nicaragua below as the cloud and mist lift temporarily. Then a stop at the coffee plantation on the way back down. Students will get a glimpse of how coffee production occurs and taste some coffee. Throughout this trip, Academy students will no doubt find themselves asking questions. Questions about the social, cultural, and political history of Nicaragua. They'll visit following the November 2011 elections, where Daniel Ortega is expecting re-election, and they'll have questions and discussions. Academy students will visit Masaya Volcano National Park, with 2 volcanoes and 5 craters. You can still see the black lava trail left on the landscape from the last eruption, and you can see the constant emission of smoke and sulfur from the live volcano. We'll tour the area and be given a talk by a local professor and expert. Other nearby attractions include the city of Masaya, and we'll travel on to learn and hear about pottery from a local artist, perhaps engaging in making our own clay pieces with the techniques that are specific to this area. From there we'll visit Pueblos Blancos, Catarina, nearby with all its natural beauty, as well as perhaps Laguna de Apoyo. Half the fun will be in the journey to and from Granada, appreciating the lives and culture of people in Nicaragua. And then we'll travel back to Granada and back to the homestays. Academy students will stay in pairs in local homes. They will have full Spanish immersion in these homes and enjoy the hospitality of local families. Blanca and Alberto are one of the host families. Here they welcome students in their home. Academy students will be welcomed and become part of life in Granada during spring break 2012. It'll be a time of service and cultural and language immersion. As student leaves to go home, not only will they have discovered new lands, but far more importantly, they will return home and what was once familiar will now feel strange. As Proust said, the real voyage of discovery consists not in seeking new lands, but in seeing with new eyes. Join us. Spring Break 2012, Nicaragua.